Hello. We went to a new place today.
That was a very positive and lovely hello.
I was going to say something like witty and charming, but I couldn't think of anything.
Happy.
Yep, I decided I'm going to try and find an item of clothing that dictates my mood every day. That would be impossible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's not that many shirts or jumpers with.
Wait for me.
I'm feeling like an asshole.
Tomorrow I'll find one that's got like a swear on it.
Yeah, a swear. Tell me you have a small person in your house, though. Tell me you have a small person in your house.
We have moved counties, and today we are in the sunny climes of Dorset.
Why do you give like a geography lesson every time? Because I feel like we don't know geography.
Because people like to know where we go.
Is it a county?
It's a county, yeah. Dorset, Devon, Somerset. Yeah. First up are these Le Creuset espresso mugs. They were £5 each, and they sell for a set of 2 for about 20. What you're really looking out for with the Le Creuset is the big sets and the limited edition stuff. I also found this scale. They wanted £35 for it, but it's a great thing to look out for if you can get it cheap at boot sales, etc. It's one of those scales that you stand on it and it tells you exactly what's happening inside your body.
But there's also like Bluetooth and so on, isn't it? So it connects to your phone, and there's usually an app. And
it tells you like your muscle mass and everything. This was an ultrasonic cleaner which you put your jewelry in and it shakes all the stuff off.
It cleans everything, but using ultrasonic waves, like I've seen loads of like videos on TikTok for like watches and like jewelry where they come out like pristine afterwards. That one obviously isn't. This one, that's like a serious one. But I'm saying if you see them at boot sales or charity shops and they're a good quality, look them up because you'd be surprised.
This one's more of an Amazon one.
It's like 30 odd quid, 35 quid, but it was only about, I think, 4, 5, 6,
but
7
if you see an industrial one, which I know sounds stupid, but people have found more industrial stuff at boot sales than that.
At house clearance, you never know. And at boot sales in general, you never know. So, yeah.
I'd like to think someone will clear my house out one day and be like, oh, an ultrasonic cleaner.
I don't. But I actually would like a quite heavy duty ultrasonic cleaner. Actually,
what would you do with it?
I would clean my watches and my jewelry. I don't have any jewelry, but I can clean your jewelry.
Clean your diamonds.
Yeah.
Back to the Le Creuset. Yeah, what you're looking for is the more limited edition pieces, and then pans, obviously in good condition. Sets of them is always obviously better, but they do clean up quite well. You've got to put in some elbow grease, but don't be afraid of the more vintage
I've seen some videos where they do kind of like on YouTube and stuff where they have special ways of cleaning them, and I gotta say they're pretty impressive.
Yeah, exactly. This was a bit of a walk down the street, but we spotted it on the way in, and it's sort of, I would call it an independent.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, would you?
Yes, I would. Would you like my official clarification? Yes, it's quite independent. I don't know if it was.
Independent. And I like independents because the price is normally a bit fairer, I reckon.
It's a strong independent charity shop.
Right, so I'm not even going to attempt to say this lady's name. She's a...
Anne Demminster.
Anyway, she's a designer from Belgium. However,
and this stuff goes for money.
Mainly black, if not all black. Yeah. It has a very high retail. Boots and shoes also are great to look out for from the brand. They retail for about £700 to £900.
I have a feeling we found boots once in like a TK Maxx, and they were like even on discount, were like 200-300 quid. Yeah.
That was a really cool piece because you'll see it a bit more in a minute, but it's like a tailored waistcoat vest top. It would look really nice for a full skirt, or
it looks like someone shoved the arms off for like a really kind of edgy blazer.
Yes. Austin found this Lego set, and we don't normally include Lego sets, but it was new and sealed, and
it was an older one, I think.
They go for £20.
Was it older or was it not?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just adding it in for my everything sellers.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, it's that top. So it's a tailored, like corseted top, very on point, like in vogue, over a white shirt. I don't know what you're going to do with it. I just know it's really nice. It's £8.50, and I would expect back, I'm going to aim £150 to £200.
That's a heck of a comp right there.
I know.
While I was at the desk, I spotted the Kenzo cap just on the left-hand side in the cabinet. Wanted to take a further look because it looked like it was authentic.
I wanted to take a further look.
I want to inspect it. That's what I wanted to do.
It was like a shell material, wasn't it? It was like a shell.
It was actually shell, yeah.
Nylon.
It looked like nylon from far away, but it was actually shell. It was nice. It was authentic. It was new with tags. It was £20.
Now, the thing is with Kenzo caps and caps from bigger companies like D Squared, etc., they aren't as such in vogue right now. So you can pick them up. You could get an extra 15% off that, and it was £16. So
also,
you can pick them up for like 40,
the one we
50.
just comped was hard denim, and it wasn't actually a kind of a man-made fabric, if you will.
This, however, was a roll of half-used Cabbages and Roses wallpaper. Now, because it was half-used and it was outside its seller's pane, I wouldn't have picked it up for £5. However, if you come across Cabbages and Roses wallpaper, you should be happy with yourself.
You should get it if it's cheap. Also, I know, just to notify everybody, they had a tag on there which said if you could use it for crafts and kind of projects. So I guess people like line drawers and do stuff like that.
Do you line your drawers at home, Austin?
I love to line my drawers. Nothing I like more on a Sunday afternoon specifically.
These were some suede polo Ralph Lauren trainers. They were particularly nice. Now, Ralph Lauren polo trainers are very overproduced, in my personal opinion.
They're expensive.
However, these were a good price.
They were very good. I'm saying they were expensive to buy. They were like £10, and that's cheap. This is a pair of Timberland boots. Talk to me.
Combat boots do go better, but Timberland make a good quality boot. They were massive.
They were nice.
These were some nice Chelsea boots. However, they had a low ankle, which I found...
low ankle?
Yeah, you know what I mean? They're not like full Chelsea
like stubby,
boots.
like stubby.
They were £25, and they have been significantly worn.
Yeah.
I would have considered trying them on had they not been a men's size 10.
Oh, okay, that was a problem.
Yeah.
For you personally.
I don't think I would have liked them because they looked too short. Anyway, back to the menswear.
No, you're used to a chunky boot, I give you that.
I think a Chelsea has to be above ankle, but that's just my opinion.
This is nice. Common people. Good piece. Solid brand. Once again, slightly kind of overshot recently with so much their stock in TK Maxx.
It has started to be replaced with like brands like Folk, I think, but still, regardless.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing though, isn't it?
Rugbies. I like rugbies.
Do you know what? I saw all these rugby collars from the top, like from the kind of the top of the rail, and I thought, let's have a Ralph. And do you know what?
There wasn't one.
Yeah.
There was a Tommy. This is a retro, right?
Yeah, it's a kind of a repro of an kind of older style of garment, kind of vintagey style. It's a cool piece nonetheless, if that's your style. I can appreciate that. How much was it? £15? Not bad at all if you want it for yourself, but once again, as regards resale...
But you are looking out for that like large flag on the vintage pieces, and that does do well.
Yeah, anything with kind of like it still does well. All the vintage Tommy and Ralph still goes well for certain pieces. Polo Sport, Tommy Sport, Tommy Jeans, stuff like that.
I found a fleece. This is a Sweaty Betty Tech fleece in bright orange. It was £6.50, which is a very good price.
That is bright.
Half zip. I like finding like the more unusual pieces. You see a lot of like the vests and the gym leggings, etc. I also found this artist smock or fisherman's smock, however you want to say it.
What?
It's a 90s piece. It is a nice faded pink colour, which I love.
It's like a salmon.
Yeah, really nice. And these sell really well just based on style. And there are a couple companies that like specialise in fisherman's smocks, and they do like better than, you know, the average brand. But regardless, this style of like of top
garment,
it does really, really, really well.
I've got to say, it's very that kind of workwear vibe as well. I know it's not workwear, it's for fisherman's smock, as you just said, but it's that kind of thing. What's this I'm holding?
I found a Saint and Sophia top. It was really nice. It had the square neckline, almost like corseted. However, it had a fade on the neckline. It is £4.50, and it would have done about £35-40, but it had too much damage. By the way, the fisherman's smock before was £7, and I would look to resell it for 35 to 40.
Cool. Quick story about this shop. Me and Bethany went in this shop, and we haven't been in this shop for age, and we realised when we went in, it's changed slightly since we've been there, but we went in this shop first, how long ago?
I would say within the first 6 months of our reselling, I would say about 6 years ago?
6-7 years ago, as regards eBay, yeah, for sure.
How was that? Anyway, I didn't realise when we drove to this place that it was the same place, if that makes sense. That's
because we started on the other end as well. We didn't realise till we got into this shop. That's what I'm telling the story.
I'm telling you, vintage puffers are going to have a moment. We're just waiting for it.
The more and more I saw two in this whole town. Like, there's more and more. And I know I grabbed the hat the other day as well. This is a vintage Timberland jacket. It's quite a nice one, but once again, like £30, is it?
Very Liam Gallagher, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more a Parker, you're right.
I've had an anthropology mug, new attacks. My only problem is a D mug. Initial mugs are doing my head in at the moment. I'm just going to say it. I can't find Damien or Deborah or Delilah.
How about Doris?
I just want to find like a dog one.
Okay, on to the inverted commas off-white jumper. This is a terrible jumper. I'm going to be really honest. The quality is terrible. The garment itself is terrible. It's screen printed terrible. The whole thing is just awful. Someone asked me the other day, how can you tell a copy from a real one? Like, just touch a real one. And like, the real ones are so heavy. They weigh a ton for a sweater or a pair of joggers. And the funny thing was, this was actually said off-white sweatshirt by the late designer Virgil Abloh, which the off-white was created by Virgil Abloh, but this is an off-white piece, I'm afraid. It's just
look at
bad
the
quality all
stitching.
around.
Look at the stitching.
I mean, I'm trying to show on, yeah, exactly that. I'm not dogging on it, just a dog on it, but like when it's just so hard to explain. I think Bethany said it best. I think it was on the podcast or on a video you did.
Sorry, it's Instagram.
Say what you said.
I said someone asked how we can tell a fake from a real one, and then the thing is, if you've got a piece of fruit and it's going off, how can you tell the piece of fruit's going off? Because you know what it's meant to look like.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Anyway, going on to other things. This is a Looney Tunes Warner Brothers Studio denim shirt. I love these things. They just remind me of America in the 90s, just in general.
Do you remember the Warner Brothers shops?
Iconic.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, they absolutely all over Disney as well. In my opinion, those shops which were far superior. A wicked kind of full kind of embroidery on the back. I think it was off the top of my head. What much was this?
£6.50, and they sell for about 65.
Cool.
It's good to look out for those all embroidered, like the thick, heavy embroidery, and on denim as well.
Specifically, there's me just getting a second glance.
It had loads of issues. Just go back into it. The stitching on the neck. We didn't just spend 5 seconds looking at it. If that makes sense. We've clipped it down for the video's sake.
Yeah.
However, I know we're going to get a lot of comments saying, "Did you tell the charity? Did you?" We always tell the charity, and 95% of times they really don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna put anyone's particular charity shops on blast. But truthfully, I can only say this once. Everyone who asks in the comments, "Why didn't you tell people? Why didn't you tell people?" We tell them every time.
They don't know us from Adam. To be fair,
at this point, if I tell them once and they choose not to take it off, that's fine. I get it. It's no problem. But I won't mention it again. I'm not gonna waste my time. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy who every time he comes in mentions knockoffs.
To be fair to them, we could be like Barry from the pub.
100%,
and we could just be spouting an opinion,
or maybe trying to get it for cheaper.
Yeah, so I understand.
I do, but I also think
it's not just as easy as telling them.
No, but you have a priority to your customer to find out if someone mentioned that. Maybe have a little bit more detailed look. I just think that
I think when you're putting them on display like that and putting a tag on like that, you need to authenticate the item before you sell it for £50. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and you're allowed that. That's
and
fine.
You could probably get more for it.
100%. That's the point. And I think sometimes they don't because maybe they know.
This is Galvin Green. It's a golfing brand. Their coats resell really well, and especially with newer tags, which this one was. They did want £50 for it though, which is
the original top price was £199 just to save the original kind of retail.
Yes, I was just showing Austin a label of a t-shirt that from the men's section that I will be purchasing. I did it in a really unusually weird manner.
It was like crazy weird,
like sort of like a dealer of sorts.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know why I did it. It's a YMC, but we'll talk about it in a minute. I also found this all over print Las Vegas tourist tee. Now,
it's on an old, vintage Delta
I
Pro.
understand that it's not the most desirable looking t-shirt, but people do wear them, and people do really like them from a nostalgic, point of view.
When I talk about how thin t-shirts are, you can kind of catch that in the light, how it kind of look like almost like transparent in certain angles. The neckline at least. So I'm not going mad when I say how thin t-shirts are or they were. Obviously t-shirts kind of can get like that way in time, but I'm just saying that's a kind of good example. You could see through it. That's what I'm saying when I talk about that.
And it was £3. You probably would do a nice, 35 quid on it, I reckon.
100%. Like mid-90s to early 2000s, those all over prints were like all everywhere. I was going to say all over the place.
And that Calvin Green's a really good brand to look out for, especially used or at good prices or, if it's out reasonable, in the field, exactly etc. Do you know what? It's probably worth picking up with newer tags for £50. You're probably going to easily double up. It's not our field. It's not our game. It's not our, No,
I agree.
Sometimes it's okay to leave things for someone else,
Yeah, and I think sometimes, like you say, whether it's right up your alley or not, as the case may be, sometimes you better the devil you know.
This is a wool, I don't know what to call it, waistcoat from Helen Berman. Helen Berman's a great brand to look out for, especially coats and faux furs, etc., etc. Quite a high price brand. This had too much damage for us. It would have needed a nice dry clean, etc. etc. It was £15, which isn't a bad price, and you could make a healthy profit on it. However, projects over profits, sometimes you have to weigh that argument up, especially if depending on what stage you're at in reselling and what you're doing, you know.
100%. This was cool. It was by Michael by Michael Kors. It was £6.50, and it came with a belt, which I thought was kind of cool. If you can see, the actual top itself is not just bobbly, but it's kind of worn. It looks like it's been worn a lot. When the light hits it, you kind of get that, like I call fuzz, almost like a peach fuzz. And yeah, just too worn to buy.
These are Pilcrow and the letterpress. I really enjoy picking up Pilcrow and the letterpress.
Bang.
£4, yellow. I know yellow is not everyone's colour, but they remind me of sunshine, and I think that's a good thing. They resell really quick and really fast, like £25 to £30. I've been selling them quite nicely on Vinted. This was a nicely hot knit. That's all I have to say about it. It was £7 and it was nice. You would do about 30 on it back. Jigsaw knit.
Why I picked this up, I was talking about the style more than anything else. It had those two little pockets, which gives that kind of like schmucky kind of vibe.
These were Alpine Stars leather trousers for your motorcycle.
I was just going to say, tell us what we know about motorcycle trousers, apart from the fact they're leather and they're Alpine Stars.
Absolutely nothing.
Diddly squat. So this reference here might literally, I'm guessing that is nothing like that at all.
No, they're not like that at all. But I was showing the Alpine Stars leathers.
And what they can go for
really
massive money.
No, I
agree.
Condition, and you need to go over to ABL Dave Keith on YouTube to talk about all
bike
things
shiz. Yeah, definitely.
biker stuffs.
If you ever want to know anything about that kind of thing, head over to his channel.
However, you can keep Alpine Stars in your head now, because we have shared it, and you can keep it with you while you hunt on the streets.
While you shop.
They were £20, by the way, which, you probably would have made a profit on. Once again, know nothing about motorcycle trousers.
Hey, look, it's Barber, and I don't mean they cut your hair.
That was hilarious. This is like a safari belted jacket.
I think
nice
that's a vibe.
Little thing. 35 schmuckaroons. There's always profit in barbers. Let's get that straight. Do you always want to sink that much money into them?
No.
Maybe not, and that's okay too.
But what's this? Talk about this, you mental person.
I found these salt and pepper. They're like very mid-century modern, and then I realised they still had pepper in.
That's why I was
just pouring it all over the shop.
That's why that's why you looked so alarmed.
Yeah, they had that real atomic.
Oh, there you go.
Vibe.
You're
I know. I don't know.
skulking on the corner.
I was in a funny mood. So this is that brand. This is YMC.
YMC.
It was £4. It's a really nice sort of like polo, but not. It's like a high neck polo. Look out for this brand. The leathers, especially, obviously there. I showed you a comp, but all pieces from this brand do really well, especially menswear. I love menswear because menswear always does really well. I don't know why. But it's a great brand to look out for. And that's that.
Cracking video, Bethany.
We're going to go on another adventure tomorrow, so we'll see you then.
Upload it then. Bye.